and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and it's WIP Chat number whatever time on this painting. I can't remember, but we are on section 3 out of, well, 3 out of 3. I don't know. It's not next to last, is it? It's next to last section of Mother Earth. She is getting so close to being finished. I'm going to move over to the yellow tray and flip in between them. Let's pop some black in. Let's start with black and then I'll get some of these colours done before we go to blocking. I hope you're all enjoying these multiple WIP Chats. Seeing as I think only one has gone up as I'm filming them. Yeah, I guess future WIP Chats will tell me how it has gone. I'm sure there'll be comments from them, but I'm still working through the comments from a few weeks ago. But yeah, it's another day for you guys, so I hope you are having a good day. I'm getting there with my WIP Chats, which makes me happy, and I'm getting there with the comments as well, so I hope everybody is enjoying them. Oh, that was it. The next comment when I finished the last one was a longer one. So I wasn't sure on how much of a tangent I could potentially go because I couldn't speed read the comment before reading it out with it being a longer one. But it is from Laurie. She says, hello from Canada. She says, I've just found your channel and she's enjoying it very much, especially your sense of organisation. Oh, thank you. I do like my organisation. She's very much an organised gal herself. She's been an avid county cross-stitcher most of her life. Me too. And intrigued by diamond painting art. Said, however, she much prefers the blank gridded like I was using. This is a comment on my Heaven and Earth design video, which is very similar, of course, to cross stitch. You tend to get the blank canvas for cross stitch. But after many hours of searching, I've not been successful in finding complete non-printed kits. Are you aware of any companies that put together complete kits like this with the blank grid, a working chart and diamonds? So that would be a no for that one, Laurie. I've not found a company that does the whole kit and caboodle as a kit but with a chart. Doesn't tend to be the way that most diamond painting companies work. The Heaven and Earth design that I'm doing and that many others have done is actually a cross stitch chart that we then do on a blank canvas. So there are some companies that will do a blank canvas and the diamonds if you purchase a chart from Heaven and Earth Designs to do, but they don't sell the whole thing because the charts do, you know, they are licensed and done by Heaven and Earth Designs themselves. I'm pretty sure Heaven and Earth Designs now do the blank canvas as well as doing a black and white one if you want to do that, but they don't do the diamonds. So there will always be an element that you will need to get from elsewhere when it comes to doing it on a blank canvas, because it's not standard for the craft, it's different. She says, the minute you mentioned at the beginning of the video that you are using diamonds from your own stash, but for those that don't have a stash, a complete kit would be ideal. She said, any suggestions? I appreciate in advance anyone being able to help me out answering this query. So yeah, I was using diamonds from my stash, so I bought the chart from Heaven and Earth Designs. I bought the blank canvas from AliExpress, and then I used my spare diamonds. There are a couple of different ways you could do it. I mean, a lot depends. You could potentially do a cross-stitch chart from a completely different company. It doesn't need to be a Heaven and Earth Design chart. However, they are the most popular because for a few different reasons. They have quite a lot of charts, which is always good. There is a big selection. All their charts are full stitches. So in cross stitch you can have half stitches, 3/4 stitches, you can have French knots in there. All the Heaven and Earth Design charts are full stitches, which means it can convert into a full diamond, because we don't do the half a diamond. So Heaven and Earth Design are perfect for that reason, and I think that is why they have become the popular one, because their charts are all full stitches and they have lots of designs to choose from. Whereas if you worked off a design, you know, that was just a standard cross stitch pattern off wherever, somebody who's designed it on Etsy or just from a book, you may find that it has those half stitches and stuff. So your best bet if you want to do the blank one is to buy your chart and or your canvas off Heaven and Earth Design. But then you could also look in the Facebook group, the Heaven and Earth Design Facebook group, because you are in Canada. I know of a UK supplier who will supply you with the canvas and the diamonds, and you buy the chart directly from Heaven and Earth Designs. I guess Canada will have somewhere similar, or maybe you can get it from the US to Canada for somebody to provide you with the chart and all the diamonds. Sorry, the canvas and all the diamonds. Otherwise, you could get the chart and the canvas from Heaven and Earth Designs and get the diamonds from, say, AliExpress. There are quite a few sellers on AliExpress that will do diamonds in the quantity that you want. Evermoment is one that springs to mind. They are now pretty good. I think they now will supply you with diamonds on their own, the quantity that you want, and they're nice quality. They're not the cheapest, but they're nice quality. So maybe that will help you. Sorry, got a tickle. Where's Kay? But yeah, there's not a company that does it all. Just because it's not the standard diamond painting practice, I'd say. It's not standard diamond painting to do a blank canvas with a chart. It's standard for it to be printed directly onto the painting. I've got a K that got stuck in my tray then. Get oot. Oot, oot. Right. Where am I? My head, I feel like my head is west. Okay, Alice. She said she was lucky enough to snag a purple tray. And she said she was so grateful that she did. Because seeing me using this tray is making her very excited to get her order. she's saying this on launch day. She says she sat on Instagram and watched the time go down until it reached 2 seconds. She added it to a cart and checked out, she said, as fast as she could. By the time she had checked out, the large tray had sold out. Yeah, the large tray was extra speedy this month. She said, and the next minute she checked and the zesty tray had sold out. We do get a couple more zesty trays out of a roll than we do the large trays, because of course they're slightly smaller. And we tend to print a full roll of each. And go with what numbers the printer gives us. She says she waited for the purple launch to get a limited edition, and she has no regrets at all. She says thank you for the work and effort you put into your trays and everything else you do for you and your fam bam do, she says. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it can get very busy, very productive with the trays, especially, you know, the monitoring, the dealing with them each day, getting the stoppers to fit nicely in each tray once they're done, make sure that they're ready to go once they come off the printer. It can definitely have its moments of busyness and then just have the moments of just listening to the machines go and whir. But yeah, I'm glad you managed to get one, Alice. Say there was some disappointments this month. It did sell out a lot quicker than other months have done. But then again, it does also seem to be getting quicker month on month. So how much it is due to the fact that it was purple and how much it is due to the fact that it was just another month of limited trays, sometimes I think we will just never know. But we have 2 for this next month, which launch on Friday as I'm filming this. I actually don't know if this WIP and Chat will be up before or after the trays. I'm not sure. I am just filming WIP and Chats at the moment, section by section, as much as I can, going through comments and questions, and I will just keep scheduling them on YouTube until they're all gone. And I don't even know what day of the week it will end up being. But yeah, it's nice to get some of this diamond painting done, and it's nice to be able to read all your comments, even if we are on comments from a couple of weeks ago, as I'm currently reading them. We'll see how much closer we get. Marsha, she said, you might try using a ball, she says, or whatever brand you have there, of a glass canning jar. She said you could make a poofy cover for the lid with a couple of rounds of some fabric. She said some cotton batting or cotton balls to put between the fabric pieces, then either sew an elastic band to go around the circles holding them together and making a belt of sorts to go over and to hug the lid. She said, or you could just hot glue the fabric to the ring, whatever's less fussy for you. If you'd rather not do the fabric cover, she says use some of your special diamonds with regular diamonds and Gorilla Glue them to make a pretty pattern on top of your lid. Yeah, that could be something that I could do as a little mini project. That is to store all my 310s. At the moment, all my 310s are in a 7.5 inch square grip seal bag. And that's just where they sit. They just sit in a big bag. And for the moment, it does. Whether if I end up finding a space on my shelves that will suit a nice jar, then I may well tip my 310s into a jar. And in turn, I may then make it pretty. For the moment, they get thrown into a bag and then thrown into a drawer. Not quite got to the point of dealing with them properly. I think partly because soon enough it will just be a point that I have a bag of 310s in my spares and I don't use anymore. Once I've done my Heaven and Earth designs, and I just ditch all the other 310s / of course pass them on, but ditch them from my house and pass them on to others. But I think that's probably the reason I'm not necessarily thinking very long-term storage with them, because long term is not necessarily needed. Sarah Jane, she says, will you be doing another this year? Oh, I'm guessing this is giveaway. So this is on a WIP and Chat with a giveaway update. She says, will you be doing another this year? I'm newish to you and love to do one. And also Christmas Advent, will that be on this year? So yes to Christmas Advent. I still plan to do Christmas Advent. Life happens, but at the moment it is definitely still the plan. I really enjoy doing that countdown to Christmas, getting that bit of me time. Giveaways, yep, they come and go. We've already had some. I'm pretty sure it was this year. Yeah, this year can't have gone that fast. Yes, we have had some already this year, and there will always be more. Giveaways now, I don't tend to put in videos as much because it can cause confusion with those that watch past videos. I've had emails coming through the website with people giving me codes from giveaways from last year, because it's just not necessarily made obvious on YouTube how old the video is. So if I say a giveaway is ending in a week, people think it's a week from when they've watched it, rather than it being a year ago. So most of the time now, giveaways will be on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. However, it will be via the community tab on YouTube. So you do need to be a subscriber. Otherwise, you have to keep checking my community tab. But my community tab should show up in your subscription feed if you're a subscriber. I don't know how YouTube algorithm works as to how much it will show you an update. I don't know if that depends on anything, but it tends to show up if you're a subscriber. So make sure that you are subscribed so that you get those notifications. And I will definitely be doing more giveaways. I have stuff here by my feet that need unboxing, and then they will either need to rehomed into my stash, or they will need to be homed somewhere else, and that is normally a giveaway. Sarah Jane said, this is a second comment from Sarah Jane. She said, I am browsing all your old videos, she said, and loving them. Some great tips, she says, thank you for sharing with us. Oh, you're welcome. You are welcome. Kaylee, she says she's forever grateful that you've decided to do one section of your Heaven and Earth design on camera and another section off camera. She said it has definitely helped me to be more diligent with doing 2 sections on her own Heaven and Earth design. She's currently completed 6.9% of her Max Colour Dragons layer by Anne Stokes. Hers is 156 centimetres by 105. So another mammoth one. She says, thank you for your dedication to your craft and your adoring fans. Well, I hope you are still going, Kaylee, even though March did not go as well for me on my big Heaven and Earth design. I did get my small one completed, but I didn't get my big one completed. With Kitchen and a new puppy, it didn't happen. but that doesn't mean that I am giving up. April is another month. I know we are already on the 10th of April. Don't ask me how that happened either. But I've decided to give myself a little bit of a break, and not so much a break, but definitely a reprieve from feeling like it's got to be Heaven and Earth Design done for the last week or so. And I am working on finishing this large painting that I'm working on. So this is section 1 out of 3 that are remaining, so I only have 2 small ones after this. But then Heaven and Earth Designs will definitely be coming back onto the WIP and Chat roster just nearer the end of April. I'm giving myself time to catch up on comments, get this large painting finished, because yeah, with Puppy I haven't had a chance to diamond paint as much as normal / I'd like. So I'm just giving myself a little bit of a reprieve from my Heaven and Earth Designs, but not too long, because it does need to get done, which means it does need to be done on WIP and Chats as well, because you guys help me to stay accountable as much as anything else. Not that you pressure me to, it makes me do it, which I need often. Okay, next colour. Just getting my next colour ready. My divide symbol. Amanda says hi. She got a purple tray today and pen, but she's not allowed to use it as it's for Mother's Day on Sunday, and she can't wait. Well, Mother's Day has been and gone, so I'm hoping you are now enjoying your tray and pen, Amanda. But it's nice to get something that you want and will use on Mother's Day, isn't it? Because at least then you can look at it every time you diamond paint now, if it's the same colour that you use every time you diamond paint, and know that it was picked up for Mother's Day for you. Angel. Oh, that's actually a comment on a breakdown painting. Obviously, I've missed out a couple of comments as I've gone through. I will sort those out later. So next comment is actually from Ipabella. She says, it seems that she's a bit behind on the videos. Yeah, you and me both. She says, but at least it means there's a lot for me to listen to while she diamond paints. She says, thank you for the good company. She's working on an Easter painting from Huacan at the moment, and this painting has one colour, she says, with no DMC number. Instead it's called Ecru. Do you know what that is all about? Yeah, Ecru is actually a DMC colour in cross stitch. It is cream. It's a cream, pretty much. Pretty sure Ecru is cream in French. But yes, it is actually a DMC thread as well. So they are using the DMC coding system. It's like 5200 in DMC is B5200, which is a white. But many companies have ditched the letter B in diamond painting. But yeah, Ecru is a cream. It's not very often I've seen a company that uses the cream. But you could probably Google closest DMC number to Ecru, and maybe it will come up and tell you what DMC number is closest, but it's not going to be exact because ecru is a cross stitch thread on its own. Oh, Sarah Jane. So she's asked a couple of questions on the WIP and Chat. She says, what was your first diamond art? She says, and the size, etc. And what's been your most favourite and worst one you've done and why? Ooh. Okay, my first one was actually a monkey. It was, sorry, the memory card actually saved as I was about to answer that. So, my first diamond painting art and size. So the first one I ever did was a partial that I picked up from Amazon. It was a 30 by 30 and it was a monkey, a colourful monkey or gorilla. Maybe it was a gorilla. And it was in round. That was the first one I ever did. But I think before I got that one, or very soon after I got that one from Amazon, I did actually order a bigger one. I think it was a 40 by 50. May have even been a 50 by 60. It was far bigger than it needed to be. And it was a monkey with headphones on. Don't ask me why. I liked the picture. I had no idea of where it was going or what I was going to do with it. I just liked the picture. I ordered that in round, but because it was from AliExpress and therefore it was coming from China, it was going to take longer. So I ordered one from Amazon because I wanted to try it out. I then also ordered a 60 by 90, I think, huge one of a scene from Times Square in New York. I also ordered that from Hom Fun. Oh, the gorilla was from Huacan on AliExpress, and the other one was from Hom Fun on AliExpress, and I ordered the New York one in square. And I did all of those. I can't remember what came after that. I just know that they were my first couple that I ever did. And I ordered the round monkey one and then realised that there were square diamonds as well. And people said that that was trickier to work with. And I much prefer a challenge. So I ordered a square one as well. I did and enjoyed doing them both. I then went on to primarily enjoying squares more than rounds for quite a bit. Now I seem to have settled on enjoying them both, but for different reasons. Round is slightly quicker, so you do get a sense of achievement. You don't have to think as much when doing rounds. So especially if you've had a busy day and you're trying to switch off your brain, then sometimes rounds can be easier to switch off with. Whereas squares, of course, you've got to get them straight and stuff, but I do like the finish of squares, so now I like them both. Favourite and worst one you've done and why? I have quite a few favourites. There is quite a few that I have done and enjoyed. Mr. Quackers. I loved doing Mr. Quackers from Diamond Art Studio UK. Mr. Quackers is the name I gave it. What's the actual name? Excited Duckling is the actual name, I think. I called him Mr. Quackers. Absolutely loved doing him. He just made me smile, even though he had loads of whites. I really enjoyed doing the huge blossom tree painting that I did quite a few years ago. That one was displayed in my front room for ages. In fact, it's still, well, it's currently under our bed, and it may well go back up in that room. I really enjoyed doing that one. I really enjoy doing a lot of them that are around the house. They're the ones I remember as enjoying more, but I think that's because I see them more because they are around the house. But like, I've really had fun doing this one with its bright colours, though this one won't go up in the house. There's loads that I've really enjoyed doing. Worst, probably one I got from, I think it was Huracan. They had, many years ago, so I'm pretty sure they've cleared it up now. But many years ago, I don't know if they were printing their canvases slightly too small, or whether they had a different supplier for the diamonds that was slightly too big. It was more than likely the canvas. But they would have popping drills because either the square on the canvas was too small or the diamond was too big for the square, whichever way you want to look at it. And I did one that was a picture of a hand holding like a butterfly with like sparkles around it. Oh, I nearly gave up that painting so many times. It was stubbornness that made me go to the point of completing it. But every time I look at it now, it's just in one of my binders. It just reminds me of the drills that kept popping. It was just it was frustrating more than anything. And a painting shouldn't be frustrating. It shouldn't be annoying. It's supposed to be relaxing. So that's probably my worst one. There have been others that I haven't enjoyed as much, but that's the one that springs to mind as my little nightmare. But I finished it, so I class that as a tick done in the fact that I got it completed. Jo, she says, congratulations on another record-breaking shop launch. Thank you. It always gets me how supportive you guys are and how much you want the trays. Surprises us every single month. Jo says she loves seeing the progress on my Heaven and Earth design projects. It makes her want to work on one again. But with upcoming travels, she said it might be June before she could start one. Well, if you've already done one, I'm pretty sure you have, Jo. They are great. I do love doing it. I don't think I could do it all the time though. I mean, I say, you know, once I've done this one, I'm going to be taking a break and stuff. I probably won't. I actually have one that is the Heaven and Earth design canvas for me to use my spares on. I am still itching to set that one up. And I keep thinking maybe I should set it up because it's different. It's a different Heaven and Earth design. I'm not using the tablet. So maybe it would be a good idea for me to do it. Yeah. You guys let me know what you want to see on the Heaven and Earth design front. Do you enjoy the fact of me doing the two different ones on the tablet? Or would you like me to start the process of setting up the canvas on its own that I still use my spares with, but with doing that as maybe an ongoing WIP and chat that's a little bit different because it's a black and white canvas? Do I pause one of my other Heaven and Earth designs, or do I keep going but just do all three of them as squares, or do I not touch it until I've reached a certain percentage? I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts, because I keep flipping between, am I putting too many things on my plate? And heck no, it's different. Because the Heaven and Earth Design canvas that I have is of course printed like this. So it is very similar / the same as doing a normal painting. So maybe I should stop thinking of it as being different, because it's very similar. And I should just wait, because I have enough large paintings to do in my stash already, which is true. I do have quite a few large paintings that I actually want to do. Yeah, or maybe when I finish this, maybe instead of letting the wheel decide which one I do, maybe I'll let you guys decide. Who knows? Who knows? I've got loads of paintings to do. But yeah, whenever you do start it, Joe, I hope you enjoy it, but you may enjoy it more if you allow yourself to take that break. Because I always find the first and the last part of a painting are the most enjoyable. So it's when you start a painting and it's new and it's fresh that it is enjoyable. And I don't mean it's not enjoyable at any other time. It's more a matter of it's more enjoyable when you start. And there's also that drive of it being more enjoyable when you finish. So like now, when I am, getting to the point of nearly finishing this, it makes me want to keep going with it, because it's nearly finished and I get to see what the whole thing looks like, and then I get to have that whole exciting process of starting a new one again. All those things sort of go through my head, and the excitement when I'm close to finishing. So maybe your excitement will be dulled if you start one now, when you know full well that you've got travels coming up. Start it when you get back, when life hasn't got other excitements in the works. Okay. That diamond does not want to go with a little gap. There, stay put. Darcy said, Happy Mother's Day to me. This was from the WIP Chat a couple of weeks ago. Thank you very much, Darcy. I definitely had a different Mother's Day this year. Diamond Sparkle Chase says, Happy Mother's Day and hope Megan feels better soon. Yes, Megan is feeling loads better. Thank you. She's sounding a lot more like herself. She has been back at work for a few days before it's been half term. But yeah, it definitely knocked her for 6 for quite a few days. She was testing clear, so it wasn't that. But yeah, she's pretty much back to her normal self, which is good. Okay, let me get the letter P. Trying not to make a mess when I'm tipping those diamonds out. Sherry says, Happy Mother's Day. Rebecca, she says, I love your videos. Thank you so much for the tips and tricks, she said. And she still buys my logbook. I do like my logbook. I need to do an update on my logbook. That's one of my videos in the works. And I think it's definitely working better for me to update it in bulk. It's more structured for me to do it as an update video and do it all at once than to remember to do it each time I start a diamond painting or kit up a diamond painting. And I think that's because even though I kit up and do the kitting up on video and the de-kitting on video, I don't always do it the same day that I start a painting or finish a painting, which means because I'm not doing it on the same day, it means putting in the dates and stuff is not always the same day. And then I tend to forget when I'm just, you know, popping in my craft room, diamonds after finishing something, or yeah, I just tend to forget. It's just a lot easier for me to do it in bulk, even if I just write the month that I started and the month that I finished. I think that's going to be the better way for me. And I do really want the updates. I love to look back and see what I have done and roughly when I did it. I'm not fussed whether I started it on a Monday or on a Thursday. It's just nice to know what month I started it and what month I finished it, and more so what year I started and or finished it, and how long something may or may not have taken me to do. The Minions took me over a year. I don't need to know exactly how many days over a year. It took me a long time. Annabella said Happy Mother's Day. She says in Canada it's in May, and they are having snow in Toronto today. She says, lol, she says you have to laugh. She says Mother Nature is having mood swings. All Things Crafty by Kaz also says Happy Mother's Day, as does Maya. She said in the US Mother's Day is in May. She says it's been snowing in West Virginia as well today. This is just not on, is it? How much snow did we need in March at all? She says, love watching your videos while she's working on her first ever painting, which is Maine Coon and Cupcake. She's thinking of doing Mother Earth, Sugar Plum Fairy, she says, or Fae next, to see if she likes round more than square. She can't decide. Well, Mother Earth, I have really enjoyed the colours in Mother Earth. The colours are so vibrant and fun. It has been a really, really nice painting to do. I'm not actually sure of the others, like I can't picture them in my head. So my vote goes for Mother Earth. She says she thinks it's funny that she hasn't even finished her first painting, but she's already built up quite a stash, and she's hoping to order a zesty tray in April. See, that's the thing with crafters, Maya. Once you start on a craft, you soon realise that holding on to a stash and having more paintings than you can necessarily say you can do within the next year is perfectly normal. I mean, I don't have a huge stash of diamond paintings. Definitely not as many as some people do. Definitely not as many as I could have. With the amount that I am lucky enough to be sent by companies, I could have a stash of thousands. I want to say I've got less than 100. I don't know the exact number. Maybe I need to check when I do my diamond painting logbook. I'm pretty sure I have less than 100. And I say I could have a stash that is ridiculous, but I still think I have a stash that would take me more than a year to do. Which, considering I keep picking up paintings and I keep adding to my stash, and I may have at least put one diamond painting on my birthday wish list, it's not stopped me. Because as crafters, we always have to have all the pretty things around us, it's part of helping us to enjoy the craft, and our love for the craft is having the choices and making sure that we get the paintings that we like as well while we can get them, and sometimes because they're a good deal. But yeah, I definitely think that your zesty tray should be your next purchase. I think you have diamond paintings that will keep you going for a while. So get yourself a zesty tray, because it makes a huge difference to diamond painting as well. Lady Dax, she said, Happy Mother's Day. She said, may your kids be of the human or the furry variety. Well, I ended up with a furry variety of child on Mother's Day, because that is when Luna joined her family for all her madness that she is, bless her. Lady Dax says she's been dotting along with me doing Picasso from Diamond Art Studio UK, which I actually unboxed Picasso last week. I have him here in my stash. Needs adding to my logbook, and he needs adding to my large diamond painting spin chart. He needs adding to that as well. But Lady Dax says it was her Mother's Day present from one of her daughters. And, oh, stop sticking. Kitty ant. She says, with one of my cats asleep in the lid of my storage case, she says, and a coffee next to me, so who could ask for a better day? Well, I am so happy that you've had a great Mother's Day and that your kids have picked you up something that you are loving doing. And I actually know, as I am saying this, I am pretty sure, because I say I do read the comments, I am pretty sure that she has finished a Picasso already. So I guess there was a few more days than Mother's Day with a coffee by your side while you were diamond painting. And I'm only slightly jealous. Slightly jealous. Right, this is the last of the diamonds out of this pot. So let's see if it will fill this section or if I'm going to need to fill it up. I'm guessing I'll need to fill it up to finish for definite. Excuse me. Kimberly says she's sorry to hear that Megan has been unwell. She hopes she'll feel better soon. And she said that she loves to hear what everyone is reading. She's currently reading The Christie Affair by Nina de Gramont. And she says she's sending hugs from Ohio. She says she forgot to, she then also added another comment and said, forgot to add, Happy Mother's Day to you, Rebecca. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you. Only Merlin has said Happy Mother's Day. And so has Juliet. She said, painting is looking amazing. Thanks for sharing. Oh, thank you, everybody. I do appreciate each and every one of your comments, and comments if somebody's not well. Comments wishing us Happy Mother's Day. All that stuff. Oh, Denise, we have an update from Denise. Okay, so Denise says, she's about to be in a similar position as you. She said living in chaos and whatnot. She said her husband is out of town for 5-ish days next week and going into the week after that. Then the rest of that week and the weekend, trying to work out, this was 13 days ago. We might be into the middle of this already, Denise. And I'm only just reading out your comments. Sending hugs. By the time this video goes up, I'm sure you will have been through it. She says the rest of that week and the weekend, they need to figure out how to squeeze almost all of their downstairs into the garage. She said a few things are already moved upstairs or will be moved upstairs, so she can redo the floors in all but 2 small spaces. I remember reading your comment, Denise, about your floors, because I think I mentioned using that time to reorganise your craft room. And I'm going to continue to read, Denise. I need to fill up my blues. So I'm going to try and do 2 things at once now. 996. Let me grab the diamonds I need. So I do have loads of them in my not yet used pile. Let me zoom you guys out actually. Just for those of you that are watching and not listening. We'll get this finished while we catch up on Denise's renovation. So she says the renovation starts the week after that during her kids' spring break from school. So yeah, that might be just before this video's gone up, maybe just after. I don't quite know when spring break is. I'm guessing it's around Easter. She said she figured it would be best to be stuck upstairs with limited amounts of needing to go anywhere as much as possible. So no school runs and stuff. She says she received tracking on her tile last week and the 4 pallets weigh over 3 tons. Oh my goodness me. She says what makes the renovating even more cramped will be the first day demolition. While some people are taking out the old floors and baseboards, a couple of people will be working on small repairs. One of those repairs is an added DAC completely separate from the rest of the work being done. So in their main bedroom there is some damage to the subfloor under the carpet, right at the foot of the bed, which they've had since they bought the house. She says it was bank foreclosed, so the bank did a lipstick job, did a bit of lipstick on a pig job. So they painted and put in new carpet, but otherwise left repairs to whoever bought the house. Sounds like you're paying for that, Denise. She says, but every contractor that they've had in for other projects haven't been carpet people. Where is this now? Haven't been carpet people. And would just tell us if we wanted to change the carpet on tile, they'd happily fix it. Otherwise, they didn't feel comfortable pulling back the existing carpet, repairing the subfloor and laying it back down. So she spent over 11 years strategically stepping around that spot because you sink into it if you do. She says, so not only do they need to clear out over half the house, she also has to temporarily move a good chunk of furniture in the main bedroom, including all her diamond painting stuff. Put that safely in your car, Denise. So they can access the wall and pull up the carpet. Well, as far as crazy goes, you're getting crazy done in one foul swoop. She says, I don't know about you, but she keeps having dreams ahead of the renovation. She says they've ramped up a lot more as we get closer to the project starting and getting more of the materials bought, ordered and or reviving. She says she's excited, but she's also nervous about the logistics for when we won't be able to go downstairs at all while the mortar sets. not having a washing machine or a functioning kitchen for up to 3 weeks, and only having one functional bathroom since one is being renovated and others have to have the toilets removed for the tile to go around. She says, never mind how we're going to fit all the appliances into the garage in addition to all the furnishings. It's funny how much space appliances take up, but you don't even think about it because they have a dedicated place to go until you move them. Oh my goodness, Denise. It sounds like absolute chaos. And I think it would sound like chaos to anybody. And I think it is going to be a big upheaval in your life. However, it is a temporary upheaval, and I think there's a big difference. There's a big difference between going, do you know what? My house is going to look like a bomb site for X number of time, to I never know when this bomb site's going to end. And I think there is a very big difference to that. And I think all you can do is, in a way, go with the flow in relation to, even if you say to yourself, my house is going to be upheaval for a month, which may be longer than it is going to be. But then any time that work is done in a certain place or finished in a certain place, get that little bit organised and sorted how you want it, so that you feel like you're taking your house back a little bit at a time. So I say it can sound a little bit daft, but it can really, really help. So when we had the kitchen done, all the kitchen was in the conservatory, which meant a lot of the conservatory furniture was in our bedroom. Our temporary kitchen was also in our bedroom because it couldn't fit in the conservatory for the boxes. However, the minute the work progressed to the point that I could tidy up the boxes in the conservatory and get our table back in and the temporary kitchen in there, I felt more in control. Even though the kitchen wasn't finished, there was still a load of furniture in our bedroom and there was still all the boxes. The fact that, to me, my temporary kitchen felt better being in the conservatory than in the bedroom made me feel like I was getting control back. There was progression, there was movement. So all I can suggest, as chaotic as it is going to be, is it's temporary. This is not your permanent living condition, and you don't know of an end. There is going to be an end. But every time you can gain a little bit of your house back, a little bit of your control back, then do it. You know, I'm not talking clean the whole house and then them come in the next day and put dust everywhere. But just any time you can get that little bit of organisation back, do it. It's better than doing it all in one. You will feel better because you're getting that little bit back. So when they've finished your bedroom, get all your bedroom stuff back in. Spend the time enjoying walking on that part of your floor in your bedroom. And then as and when you can get downstairs back, then do it. And clear out any clutter while you're at it, because why not? But I do feel for you, Denise. But I think it's absolutely awesome that you've done it. And it will make you smile so much to not have to watch where you're walking on your floor in your bedroom. It can be the small things. One thing with our kitchen, with our old tap, used to leak a little bit at the bottom, and it used to be a full sink on top of the worktop with the tap next to the sink, so it didn't go into the worktop or anything. It just would forever trickle in the sink. And we tried tightening it up and fixing it, but the way the connection was and how close it was to the wall, it was absolute nightmare to do. You'd do it and a couple of days later it'd be loose again. One of the things the kids were excited about was the fact that that tap wouldn't leak. It is the small things that can make the huge difference. So good on you getting it all done at once. To more upheaval, but for less of a time, which means you can get things back to normal quicker. But yeah, focus on those little things that are going to be so much better. Sounds like you're doing that already, but get that little bit of your house back as and when you can, according to the work that's going on. You don't want to disrupt the work, but if you can claim back a bit of your space and start to feel a bit better, do it. If not, go hide in your craft room and sort that out. Anyway, that is enough for this one. We have 2 more sections to go, so there will be more WIP and chats coming, of course, while I get this one finished. But thank you so much for joining me for this one, and I'll speak to you all again soon.